Hi everybody, today we're here in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park here at Elkmont, and today we're going to hike Jake's Creek Trail to a really cool cabin. Let's go check this out.
Let's do it.
So why is this cabin so special? Well, this cabin not many people know about. It's kind of a hidden secret. The only way we found out about it was through you subscribers had led us to this. It's not on any maps. The National Park doesn't really tell anybody that it's even there. It is pretty much a secret cabin. Okay, so right off the bat here is some remnants of the old Elkmont community here. And you can see the foundations of old cabins that once stood here. You got that beautiful creek down there. There's some more chimneys over here. I believe all these cabins were just recently tore down in the last couple of years. Here you can see remnants of probably the porch to this house that once stood here, and then the chimney. Well, there's so many foundations and chimneys to explore, but it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And if you want to get there and back before dark, we got to get on the road here. You can see the old blacktop road that used to be here. It's slowly eroding away back into nature. So all of a sudden we were walking by foundation and chimney for the longest time. And then we came across one of these homes that are intact. I wanted to get some video of this because I've never seen this cabin before. Probably didn't tear this one down because it's still in decent shape. But this is the way all these cabins would look like back in the day. This is really cute. It's a little tiny fireplace, maybe for their outdoor cooking needs or a little campfire. Really cool. And here's the back of this cabin. And you can see the old crock plumbing. They used to plumb a lot of these homes. Really, it's a unique cabin. Really unique. Well, I didn't go inside because these structures can be extremely dangerous. A lot of the floors will give out and they've hurt a lot of people in the past. But I wanted to see what the architecture looked like, because a lot of these cabins that were just foundations and that kind of looked like that. So it gives you an idea on what a lot of these places look like. So I've never really been down this trail, and I guess I've just never known that Elkmont had all that other area At one time, Elkmont was a huge community. There was a lot of people lived out here. So we're going to continue on to Jake's Creek Trail here. An old little wooden grate. Well, there's that old saying, if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? Well, you guys got to check this out.
There's a tree down.
Well, if we were just about 15 to 20 seconds faster, that tree would have fell on us. And if the guy that was coming at us was about maybe 6 seconds, he would have got it. It just goes to show, you never know when it's your time. That was pretty scary, wasn't it? Yeah. That tree just went, and a bunch of us got together and we picked the tree and got it up out of the road. And the tree was real damp and soggy. It must have got a lot of rain last night. So, definitely scary. Just goes to show you never know when it's your time. Well, there's quite a bit of elevation so far in this trail. But you can tell it's an old gravel road. Some kind of electrical box or something. Cucumber Gap Trail, I hear, has beautiful wildflowers on it during the spring. Jake's Creek Trail, Miggs Mountain, 0.1 of a mile. That's where we're heading. Normally when we do hikes, we usually do it early in the morning. We normally don't do hikes at like 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon, because usually when you take hikes that late, you find yourself being the only one out in the trail, which is really good because you won't come across anybody. But if there's an emergency, that becomes a problem. We ran into a ton of bear scat. Don said he had berries that didn't agree with him. Well, you know a trail hasn't been walked a lot when you run into cobwebs the whole way. And then there's all these little, thousands of these little daddy long leg spiders. They're everywhere. One got on Dawn, she started screaming. Then again, one landed on me too, and I started yelling too. So I was like, something's on me.
Like a girl.
I didn't scream like a girl. It's got a real unique story to it. And I can't wait to get here to check it out. So eventually, you'll come up to this sign here. Miggs Mountain Trail that way. You don't want to take that. You don't want to go to the sinks. Over here, you got Jake's Creek Trail. You want to take it towards Jake's Gap. Okay, let's go do this. So don't go looking for a cabin on this trail because it cannot be seen by the trail at all. This is the reason why it's hidden. And if you don't know where it's at, you'll never find it. You got a bug in my ear. Okay, so I think it's probably, what, just over a mile from the parking lot. Might be a little bit more. But anyways, we actually found the trail. If you don't pay close attention to the right side of this trail for a tiny little pathway, you'll walk by it all day. In fact, 99% of the hikers will walk this trail and never see the path. It is not labeled or anything. And we'll kind of show you the path to get to the Avent cabin. Okay, let's do this. So you have to keep a sharp, you got to keep a sharp lookout to the right of the trail. And you'll come across these steps here. Now you got to be careful because there's other spots on this trail that look similar to this. But this here, you can look, you could tell that it's a man-made stairwell here. And I would suggest having some good hiking shoes because it looks like it's kind of steep. Okay, so this trail is not very wide, and it's definitely not maintained for sure. Kind of steep too. Okay, so the trail will technically turn into a stream. So if you're lucky, you might be able to zigzag it so your feet don't get wet. So then you'll come up to this bridge here. Really long bridge. Alright, so literally this trail turns into a stream. Dawn says it's the Waterfall Trail. Okay folks, so I see it. It's there. Let's go check it. Nestled in the woods. And here is the only sign in the national park. The Avent cabin. And there she is. Let's go check this out. So it looks like we have to enter through, it looks like the back door. Okay, so here's a rock closing the door here. You can move the rock out of the way, but make sure you return this rock to keep this door shut so we can preserve this beautiful cabin. Wow, it's nice. As you walk in, you'll notice there's a rake and a broom, and that's because all the local hikers and everybody that knows about this place likes to take care of it. And so when you're up here, all they do is ask of you just to do something, you know. No. Then you got these steps here. So there's another cot there. Looks like maybe there's like a little desk or something there. Of course, the windows. And then the floors in here are actually like real oak floors. Of course, there's a couple of cots. I think people do stay up here every now and then. Even though I know you have to stay in designated camp areas and national parks. I don't know what the legality of that is, but this window here was put in by one of Amena's sons, so she can look out the window and do her famous water paintings. That was the trail we came up. This cabin is totally secluded, isn't it? Yeah. Well, here is supposedly the kitchen. We got this rock here. And this is an old stove there. And then when you come into here, it's got a nice little logbook here. Mena Tenor Avent Studio. Homebeat cabin. The cabin was built in 1850. Has been placed on the National Register of Historic Places by the United States Department of Interior. Okay, so anyways, there's a guest book here that when you come up here, you can sign, and you can also see all the other people that have been here before you. And this is the type of watercolor art that Mena used to make. And some of her stuff is pretty famous. Pretty much all this is just like the all the paperwork showing that it is historic landmark. It's got pretty much just what the cabin looks like. This is some of the artwork that she's done. She used to do some self-portraits and stuff. Yeah, hand-tinted photograph on glass of what she looked like. And I believe this is one of her oil paintings there or something.
Wow, look at all those beautiful photos.
And then that's her there. Like I said, she's a very well-renowned artist. Is what the inside of the cabin used to look like. You can see there's the steps that we come in. There used to be a spinning wheel. It looks like she had a desk here. And then a beautiful picture window. Looks like she had her desk there. And that's what it looked like in her watercolor painting. Anyways, all kinds of history in here. And you can definitely come here and take a look at it. But just remember to leave it here. You know, just talking about the, you know, where it is located. And here's the site plan to the house here. You know, just talks about how big it is, and yes, but probably her here at the cabin. And more pictures on the outside of what the cabin looked like. You see this? These black and white photos here?
Well, your fingers are in the way.
You can see like what the inside of this cabin looked like.
Wow, look at those beautiful pictures.
Yeah, those are paintings and stuff that I think that she's done. Yeah, these are all her. But that's pretty much it.
She did some beautiful
in a nutshell.
work.
So if you ever come here, Will and Dawn, look us up on YouTube, Yankee in the South. Look at this. Important. It says important. Mice and snakes. Please leave door closed, especially at night. Keep door closed at all times. Okay, and so like I said, make sure that you close all these doors and make sure that the rocks are put in front of them so we don't lose this beautiful treasure here in the Smokies. This is such a beautiful porch here. It kind of reminds me of a lot of the cabins that are in Gatlinburg. Beautiful. This cabin is in really pristine shape. There's no graffiti or nothing. And that's what I like to talk about. If you come to this cabin, please treat it with respect. There are so many treasures that we have here in the Great Smoky Mountains that gets destroyed by people putting graffiti and stuff on it. So do us a favor. If you learn where this cabin is from us, treat it with respect and love the cabin for what it is. Love this beautiful window here. I can see how she got all her creativity by just staring out this window and looking at that beautiful forest there. So this is the Mena Avent cabin. What'd you think about it?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful story about a woman who loved to paint and did some very beautiful artwork. And there's a lot of artists in the area that use this cabin as inspiration when they paint too. This is definitely a treasure that we all need to respect. Well, if you like these vlogs, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe so you don't miss any more of these upcoming Smoky Mountain adventures. And there's going to be plenty of Smoky Mountain adventures and hidden cabins just around the corner. And until next time.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. I was having a heck of a time. My camera wouldn't work. Everything was going wrong. My gimbal would just flop down multiple times. Kind of spooky. That was pretty crazy. So wow. So this cabin is totally hello.
This cabin is totally secluded from everything.
Yeah. Another thing about this cabin is it's got all of its like this cabin here is pretty much well preserved. It still has, most of the cabins don't have this like a concrete in between anymore, and you can see in and out of the cabins. This one here is totally put together. So there's the